Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thanks for braving this blustery December day here in beautiful Windsor Center. My name is Vaca. I'm the founder of Grava Properties and the developer of Founders Square, this project. I'm accompanied here by Governor Lamont and a lot of officials that are an integral part of supporting this project. I just wanted to say a few words. I know it's very cold, so we'll try to be brief here. But you know, 10 years ago, a lot of the people in this audience, and I'm looking at a few of them right now, came together with this town's leadership to forge a way forward and to develop a vision for Windsor Center and the possibility of having a revitalized Windsor Center. And that effort was really collaborative. You know, there were design charrettes and the public had a lot of input. And the result of it was a plan to create a really vibrant place, a more walkable place, a human-scale, pedestrian-friendly center with a more active streetscape, and one that supplied, you know, more housing options for folks and more businesses. And it was something that when I got a hold of it several years ago, I really wanted to be a part of it. I really wanted to be a part of that vision. I'm from this town. I was, you know, my family's here still, and I wanted to do, you know, something to push that forward. And the result is what you see in these renderings, and you can check it out online, foundersquare.com. It's really a new centerpiece for the center and for this community. So it's 106 apartments, 70 in the first phase, 12,000 square feet of retail. The 6,000 of that is where you're standing right now. So it's actually where the historic street wall of the town was before it was demolished to make way for the AMP. So we'll be putting that street wall back. The town planner has told me it's like the third wall of our common living room that we'll be putting back here, and really for the community. So we're very excited about that. I think, you know, this kind of thing doesn't happen overnight. It's taken about 3 years to get all of this together. And it's really been a collaborative effort. And I think the power of the concept here was such that along the road, we found very supportive and energetic folks in the state, you know, at the DECD, where we got, you know, an important grant for our project, at the town of Windsor, which lived up to its reputation as the best place to do business in Connecticut. You know, all the planning and approval process went very well. And from all of you that showed up, you know, to town meetings, to our community events, you know, that even went door knocking with us when we needed it, you know, at the TPZ and the town council and all these meetings we had. It's really from you, and it's for, you know, it's for the community. It is for you. So, you know, I'm very proud to be here today. You know, to start construction. You know, we've started a lot of the utility work, but really get the ground, you know, ripped up and started. And I promise to be brief, so I will introduce now our new mayor, Nuchette Burke, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Greg, and good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of the Windsor Town Council, present council, past council, Mayor Trinks is with us this afternoon as well. Thank you for just being with us for this celebration. Governor Lamont, Commissioner Dom, Senators McCrory, Kissel, Representatives Garibay and Khan. Again, thank you for being here in Connecticut's first town. You know, all of the support that has been given to our community for this redevelopment, we are really, really excited about that. As Greg shared, it's been a long sought after goal in redeveloping this parcel here in our town center. Through the years, you know, there was a $250,000 town grant that we received to conduct the transit-oriented development planning study, and we're here today. We are here today envisioning the future of Windsor's center. So we are excited that a decade later, it's coming to fruition. And Greg, we can't say thank you enough, as he shared that he grew up right here. So reaching back and seizing the opportunity to make Windsor much more vibrant. We are moving Windsor forward. So Founders Square is a great example of a public and private partnership. Windsor Federal, our hometown bank, they provided financing, as well as the PAC group and other private investors. Much appreciation to our Town Planning and Zoning Commission for adopting new zoning regulations to ensure and encourage transit-oriented development. Representative Garibay and your colleagues at the General Assembly for supporting a land conveyance bill that allowed for the transfer of excess state right-of-way for this project. Our Economic Development Commission in assisting with the establishment of the Windsor Center Tax Increment Financing District. The TIF allowed the Windsor Town Council to move forward and to approve assisting the project through the Credit Enhancement Agreement. Governor Lamont and the General Assembly for creating the Communities Challenge Grant program that encouraged investment in our downtown. To the DECD Commissioner Dom and the team, thank you for awarding Windsor a Community Challenge Grant and subsequently being a champion of this project. Founders Square is going to be something that future residents will be able to enjoy in close proximity to our train station, the Windsor Arts Center, the public library, the Windsor Center River Trail, restaurants and shops. So local businesses, will benefit from spending their dollars here in Founders Square. Our residents will be able to do that. And we are looking forward to inviting all of you to come back for the ribbon cutting because, again, we're moving Windsor forward here at Founders Square. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Mayor Burke. I'd like to ask Jane Garibay, who I've known since I was a little boy in this town, and who has supported us the whole way, and we owe a huge debt of gratitude to for securing the state land, as Mayor Burke pointed out, helping us to secure that, but also just supporting the project and everything you do here in the town center. So thank you so much, and please welcome.
Like that, huh? I thought since he is now former mayor, he wouldn't say stand up anymore, but I guess I'm not so lucky. Everyone has already said the thanks out there. It took so many moving pieces. I moved to the center over 20 years ago, living in Windsor, but moved to the center and we have been working on making the center better and more livable for more than 25 years. So to see this as the first leg of pulling it all together and for it to be done by Greg. Where's Greg? Over here. I knew him when he was a Windsor water rat and in a little Speedo at the high school pool. So keep that in mind. And without Greg's tenacity, his honesty, and all the best qualities, this project would not be happening. He's the one that brought us all together. Wonderful town staff that wrote the grant that got us the Community Investment Fund. And it was mentioned in the bonding committee that Windsor's they had no questions, that it was like almost perfect. So I want to give a real applause to Greg, who is the one, and no resident that has ever said, I don't like this, or what about this. He met and spoke with each and every one. He had community groups, community conversations, and he actually would change things in the project to accommodate what people's wishes were. So for that, I want to give Greg the hand of applause and his family. Because as we all know, it's our families. His wife is here with his children, his mom, his dad, his siblings, and all that support. He did a round of applause to them too to help make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. I'd like to invite Senator McCrory to come up and say a few words, if you would.
I'll be very brief. It's cold out here. Hey, first of all, I'd like to thank you. Well, I'm hearing about Greg, a young man who grew up in this town and had the opportunity to develop his town. Not just grow up here, but an opportunity to come back. I want to thank you, Greg, for having responsible development. I heard he listened to the community. He listened to what people wanted. He knew what he wanted his community to look like, and he did the hard work. So, Mr. Vaca, thank you for your efforts. I want to thank all of us at the state level, Jane, Con, Representative Con, but the governor for listening to people like myself who wanted to create a community investment fund, because we knew small communities like Windsor, like Bloomfield, needed the support, the financial support to do programming like this. Transit development. You have opportunity now to use the rail This is what we were thought about when we were trying to create places where we can live and grow and develop at the same time. So again, congratulations, Greg, for all the work you did. Congratulations, Governor Lamont, for listening to the community and creating this program that can help move Windsor forward. Thanks again.
Thank you, Senator McCrory. I'd like to ask Matt Pugliese to come up from the DECD. As you've heard a few times here, we're receiving a grant from the state, and in part that's for how we're accomplishing a lot of the state goals here. This is going to be an Energy Star certified project. We have workforce housing as an important component here. 20% of our units are workforce housing, and we're very proud to help the state achieve those goals. So Matt, please.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to be here today and representing Commissioner Daum. And the Communities Challenge program really was her brainchild, and we are very grateful that the General Assembly and the governor supported that. And so when she received the request, she sent it over to the governor's office and said, "This is the ideal Communities Challenge project." And you see that, and you can see with all the community here today. Housing, commercial space, right in the heart of downtown, literally a stone's throw from the train. This is what the Communities Challenge program is supposed to do. So $99 million now being invested by the state through Governor Lamont's leadership into projects like this all over. And it's not just creating housing, it's creating vibrant, livable communities right downtown, bringing people together. And you can see everybody here today. I mean, this is a great turnout. And as Representative Garibay said, during the Community Investment Fund, which also made an award recently for Wilson Park to Windsor, the board talked about that community input, and it is so important. And so, Mayor, as you start your journey here with your team, with Patrick and with Peter, they've been doing a great job. We hope that Windsor continues to bring great, exciting projects like this forward to DECD, to DOH, and the state of Connecticut. So thank you. Congratulations. And I hope our team, I just want to also say, I hope the DECD team is helping Windsor to make things easy. I know Sheila Hummel is here, our project manager, and Chris Lipinski, and I hope DCD is helping to get these shovels in the ground sooner and get these projects done. Thank you.
So lastly, before we open it to questions, I'd like to reintroduce Governor Lamont, who, of course, his administration has been a great support for us, and we thank, we're very indebted to him. So thank you very much, Governor Lamont.
Hey, first of all, to Greg and Team Grava, if I was a winter coat salesman, I'd be out of business. You guys, guess if it was any warmer. Jane said you had other things you wore. I'll tell you why this was a grant, $3.2 million grant that was easy for us. I love your imagination in terms of bringing this back to the way it was. You got to remember, most of our towns were much bigger 30, 50 years ago. And a lot of housing came down and became parking lots and shopping malls just like this. And what I love what Grava's doing is bringing this back to the way it was, bringing Windsor back to the place it used to be. What this is going to mean in terms of housing the way it once was before. This will be all phase 2 back here, housing as well as retail. What it means in terms of being able to walk 5 minutes down there, be able to get access to rail. And the rail and the housing fits within a bigger picture of what really fits for us. We're going to be doubling down on the rail service between Hartford, here, Windsor Locks, Springfield. A lot more frequent rail service. More frequent rail services brought upon by more housing. And we desperately need the housing in this state. For the first time in a long time, we have tens of thousands of families moving into the state of Connecticut, not leaving in the other direction. And if I'm going to keep economic growth and opportunity for people, it starts with housing, just like what you see here. It's a big deal. People want to be in Windsor. They love Windsor. Nuchette, they love your town. Don, we miss you, buddy. Stand up. I'll just say one other thing. In terms of what this state, what this region looks like in 2035, I mentioned the additional rail service, two-way rail service, more going forward. Meanwhile, Massachusetts is extending rail right through to Springfield. So within the next 8-10 years, I think you'll be able to go right from Hartford, right through Windsor, right to Boston, and connecting this state and connecting this region in a way that just opens up opportunity for folks. And most importantly, I couldn't do this without our friends in the legislature. I can't do it without Matt and Alexandra and our DECD team, and working together with the neighbors. I mean, you mentioned the work you got to do. You got to tell the community why this is important and why this is bringing Windsor back just the way it used to be, and now it's going to be even better. Thanks to you for everything you're doing. Thanks, everybody. And by the way, Merry Christmas.
All right, so if anyone in the audience has any questions, we do have a few minutes to answer them. Sure, just going over. So this is it's a 3-acre site. We're going to have 106 units, so 106 apartments, 12,000 square feet of retail, a 6,000 square foot amenity center. We're going to have some public amenities on site. So behind the governor, where the digger is, this is going to be a 2,000 square foot, outdoor public gathering space adjacent to this retail, and then bicycle infrastructure and other things of that nature. Yeah, the state and town land was what wraps around here, right? Yeah, so we'll be doing this in phases in order for the businesses to have an opportunity to move into the front building, so then we can come back and demolish that building for the second phase. Yes. Yes, housing is the biggest focus. That's 106 units. That's the main focus of the project. Well, the rail is here. The rail has frequent service here already at Windsor Station here, 500 feet from here. But this project will all be completed in both phases about 4 years. Yeah, that's right. So if you follow the curb line that you're all seeing in front of you, that entire 260 feet of curb, that will all be the front of the project.
I think a young man here has a question for you, Greg.
Yes, Thomas. That's my son, by the way.
Daddy, how are you going to build those buildings?
Well, that's a great last question. We have our partners at the PAC group who are going to be doing a great job of building those buildings. Thank you, Benjamin. And with that, I'd like to invite the speakers and other folks who are coming up to to grab some shovels and throw some dirt. Thank you.
I should have done press conference
Here we go!
How are you? Yeah,